This is the Dollemore Daily, and I'm Jesse Dollemore. Because not everybody watches every single video that I do every day, I wanted to take a moment to respond to those of you who watched my video yesterday about my cancer diagnosis and say thank you. It was overwhelming. I said in a previous video that I absolutely expected there to be some support and some love and being a public figure to whatever degree I am. But I had no idea it would come in the swell that it did. And I want to tell you that I appreciate you very much. It did my heart well. It buoyed my spirit. And I love and appreciate every single one of you. It is going to be some tough, tenuous, some unscripted moments coming up here in the following weeks. And I appreciate the fact that you're on board with me and you are going to be supportive of my guest hosts. My wife's going to step in. We're going to be doing shows together, but also she'll be doing solo shows in my absence while I'm in the hospital. And I appreciate all your support in all of that. So thank you very much. Let's move on to a less happy topic, if my cancer diagnosis can be happy in any way. Let's talk about something worse than cancer. Tucker Carlson. The right now, the conservative movement is in a tizzy. They are full on 5-alarm siren in a trans panic. They are attacking trans children. And they are using misinformation and lies and propaganda and hate and bigotry to do their work. Tucker Carlson is one of the tips of the spear on this movement. He took to his show last night talking about sex crimes and inciting violence against doctors and anybody else who has an opinion about trans rights. Because whether you believe it or not, the issue of trans rights is the civil rights issue of our time. You might not understand it, and that's okay. But it is real. There are real human beings being affected. The rates of trans suicide are off the charts. And if you care about humanity, if you care about kids, you'll do some research on the subject and update your thinking. Because you don't want to be on the wrong side of history like the millions of people who were during the Black civil rights struggle of the 60s and 70s and 80s, and it continues today. So I'm going to play this clip of Tucker Carlson. Brace yourself. Really, it's becoming a fever pitch. It is becoming more aggressive and more direct in the calls to violence. I mean, he literally says at the end of this clip, this is an attack on your children, and you should fight back. And in the beginning of the clip, he alludes to dad saying, no, I'm not going to allow this because I'm going to protect my kids. There's no danger to kids anywhere. But that's the narrative that they want to spin. Watch this from Tucker Carlson.
These are sex crimes, and the people committing them should be punished. Now, try and say that out loud anywhere but on Fox News. You can't. Why can't you? Because it's true. That's why. You can't say the true things. You can claim the earth is flat and no one gets exercise. But when you start saying things like all lives matter or sexualizing my children is a crime, and if you keep it up, I'm going to hurt you because I'm the dad, say that, ooh, you're done. Libs of TikTok is being banned from the internet. Why? Because it showed documentary evidence of what was happening. Some people describe what was happening as grooming. We're not exactly sure what that means, but if it's sexually abusing children, yeah, that is what's happening. But the term groomer is now hate speech, says NBC News.
A couple of months ago, these people, one is Libs of TikTok, another is Matt Walsh, you have Chris Rufo, who you just mentioned. They've been villainizing and literally demonizing these doctors who treat these people for months now. And so in that time. You can just see it in their mentions. This sicko language, I've seen it a million times over, because every time they tweet about these doctors, using these doctors' faces sometimes, and all of the comments are like sickos, demonic, satanic, pedophile, groomer.
Yeah, they're being mean to doctors who castrate children, who cut the breasts off girls. Yeah. This is not only happening, it is being celebrated and aggressively defended by virtually everyone with power. Take 3 steps back. We used to say, oh, our society doesn't care about children. That's not what this is. What you're seeing is a society that hates children. You would have to hate children in order to sexualize them, because sexualizing children screws them up for life. Ask anyone to whom it's happened. Period. No one should put up with this. No parent should put up with this for 1 second, no matter what the law says. Your duty, your moral duty, is to defend your children. This is an attack on your children, and you should fight back.
Now look, all of this is absolute nonsense. It is dangerous propaganda that is inflaming the passions of dum-dums who don't care enough to pay attention and actually do just a modicum of research in understanding the side that they don't quite get. Of course, he's invoking all lives matter. He's talking about sexualizing children. But these words are meaningless when coming out of the mouth of Tucker Carlson, because by their estimation, talking about the existence of gay people or trans people is sexualizing children. Even talking about the fact that little Billy has 2 daddies is sexualizing children. They are liars. They are grifters. They are charlatans. They are bigots who want violence against the people of the United States. He's talking about grooming, and this is what is so interesting about this smooth-brained, vapid haircut, Tucker Carlson. He says, groomers, we're not exactly sure what that means, Tucker Carlson says with his own flapping lips. But if it's sexually abusing children, then yeah, that's what's happening. We don't know what grooming means, but if it's this, then that's what it is. This is a source of information for conservatives. Tucker Carlson doesn't just have the most popular cable news show on Fox News. And he doesn't just have the most popular and watched cable news show on cable news, Fox News, cable news. He also has the most popular and watched cable news show in the history of cable news, ever. He makes what Bill O'Reilly had in this time slot look like a cable access show. He's reaching hearts and minds with his grade school level understanding of things. Talking about castrating children, cutting the breasts off of girls. This is something that is not happening to children. This is something that happens when kids who are trans reach adulthood and decide that for themselves. But you wouldn't know that listening to Tucker Carlson, because he wants to whip his audience into violence. Talking about how liberals hate, we don't just not care about children, we hate children. I hate my own children, according to Tucker Carlson. You hate your children. And then, of course, the rising, no parent should put up with this for 1 second, no matter what the law says. Go out and do something illegal. It doesn't matter what the law says. You have a moral obligation. Your moral duty is to defend your children. Against what, Tucker? Also, you'll notice, if you're a conservative out there, you don't see Tucker Carlson beating down any doors. You don't see Tucker Carlson being the tough guy he wants you to be. You don't see Tucker Carlson breaking any laws, except for maybe incitement of violence. This is an attack on your children, and you should fight back. This language is akin to what we heard from Donald Trump. And we're going to go back there and we're going to fight like hell, trial by combat, all these dummies surrounding Donald Trump prior to the insurrection. When is law enforcement going to wake up and stop violence before it happens, when we have a roadmap to follow of who is responsible for it? I'll leave that question to you. You can call, leave me a brief voicemail, 714-576-4054. Of course, you can email me, daily@dollemore.com. Follow me on social media. I would appreciate it very much. I am at Dollemore, just about everywhere. And if I bring you value, if I do something for you that you appreciate, please consider supporting my work. If there's someone else out there on this platform that you respect more, that brings you more value, that does more for you, you just like them better. Support that person. If they're in this space, if they're in this genre of YouTube, independent media analysis, commentary, news reporting, whatever you want to call it, support that person. But if I am that person for you, please consider supporting me. Click the join button below this video, become a channel member for $1.99 a month, or you can go over to patreon.com/IDoubtIt podcast. Again, I love you guys. I appreciate you so much. I'll see you next time. Be genuine. Take care of one another.